We're on. All right. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Just the Gi Top. We stopped numbering them because we tend to do one every 6 to 8 months now, maybe even a year. So today's podcast is going to be focused mostly around the World Masters that just occurred this past weekend. And with me today, a lot of you do know him, Mr. Vijay Hemenshaw, bronze medalist from the Master 3 Purple Ultra, correct?
I think you said the wrong belt there. You sound like my last instructor.
Oh, sorry. Brown.
Didn't want to grade me. But yes, it was actually brown belt, which is amazing because he didn't want to promote me, yet I medaled.
Yeah, no, and so you obviously deserve the rank if you're medaling at that level.
Well, yes.
Okay. Yeah, so like I said, everybody, this is just a very quick episode, and we're just going to discuss really quick a couple topics here. We do have an outline, so we're not completely winging this here. First and foremost, one of our alumni, and Vijay, you can speak on this.
We might touch on some negative topics today, some politics, some beefs. But one good thing that's come out of jiu-jitsu is Michael Breyer is a prominent purple belt in the local area. Big man, big run in Montreal, Naga, a few other tournaments. Married Katrina Estachio, who was a student, I think a blue belt at Combat. And they got married yesterday, and Ahmed and I were lucky enough to be there. And they also have a child from before the wedding. But just, when BJJ can bring people together and start families, I mean, it's a beautiful thing. And at the end of the day, that's what life's about, right?
Absolutely. No, so big shout out to you, Bryce, for marrying a very beautiful woman and having a beautiful child. It was an honor to be there. I showed up just as they were, walking down the stairs or down the house. I was kind of a little late there, but no, it was an honor. So yeah, shout out to Briars there. That was amazing. Look him up on Facebook, Michael Briars. He thinks he's a lifter, so check him out. So yeah.
Lifting easy, I think, is his,
lifting and easy. Yeah. So yeah, shout out to Brian. You know what? Let's talk about the master results. You were there. I wasn't. I was getting updates pretty much from you.
Sorry. I want to go off format right off the bat.
Okay.
I want to discuss something with you. Your first ever super fight. Please tell us about it.
Oh yeah, right.
Yes,
I had one on July 24th. There was a lot of firsts for me. First super fight. I've never had one. Oh, there's Briars there.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So just give me 1 second. Briars, I have to do this. Okay. Well, I was gonna kick him out. Anyway. Yeah. The first super fight. I'll be really quick. July 24th, I think, or 26th, or something. I can't remember. And it was a first super fight. First even sub only. I've never done a sub only in my life. It went well. It went my way that day. And what can I say? It was. Palmer's a world champ, man. You can't take that away from him. So,
added pressure versus a tournament. Like, how was your mindset? Like, you feel a different kind of buzz. You know what I'm saying?
It was, yeah. You know what's really cool about the Sub X, and anybody who's been in a super fight, maybe they do this all over. I don't know. I have very limited experience, but man, they had like a buffet in the back. They had like warm up set, like a warm up room. So they divide it in half. So you had the blue corner and the red corner. So you'd go in your half. There's a little curtain dividing us. There's there's fruit and cookies, and like OGA does it right. They treat us well. They feed us. Unlike other promotions, but
well, okay. So anyways, so World Masters. So yes. Now before I ask, were you on the waiting list or no? I thought you were on a waiting list for the World
I was, but I couldn't make it due to some issues I had. Had some personal things going on, but yeah, I could not make it. But I wish I did though. It looks like a blast, and everybody did so well.
Yeah. So it's a new venue this year. I didn't do last year. I heard the venue was different. This one was right off the strip, or right off the monorail. 16 mats, Ahmed. 16. I mean, unreal. It was just jiu-jitsu on top of jiu-jitsu. It was part of an expo, so there's a very big venue. There was like powerlifting going on, fitness shows. There were seminars. Travis Stevens. So, quite the venue.
Okay, no, that's awesome, man. Like I said, the last one I went to was 2013. I forget where it was. Was it at the Walter? Did they ever do the Walter Pyramid Old Man Worlds or no?
Yeah, Walter Pyramid, yes. I think it's been Vegas the last 3 years now, I want to say.
Okay, yeah. The last time I went, when I went one and done, I was definitely there. So it was awesome, man. So no, tell us about some of the results, some of the people you saw, some of the big names,
Well, now
logos.
this is unique. This is unique for this podcast, but I actually did some research before.
Okay, yeah, I'm depending on you actually. I am.
It's kind of first for the podcast actually, but so my count was about 50 plus local athletes, depending on who you consider local. I counted about 17 medals, and I just want to touch on some of the gold medalists. Brian Beauchamp, of course, just dominant in his bracket. Master 6, absolute and his weight class, 5-0. I think a couple of submissions, just didn't give up a point. Now a couple golds from my gym. I want to talk Jason Brandt, a Master 4 blue belt, and Raul Chavez, I think a Master 3. I think he fought light, but 2 gold medals for Gringo Jiu-Jitsu at the blue belt level, and I'm just so happy for both of the guys. They work really hard, and Raul is the face of Project X Guard actually, so he's been through a lot this year, trying to help the community with. I think they provide BJJ training for the less fortunate or the people that can't afford. So he's very in tune with what's going on in the society. Trisha did very well. She had a silver in the absolute and a bronze in her division. Michael Avocado.
I think it's Aviato actually.
Right, Avocado. So he got silver in a brown belt division, and as mentioned, I got a bronze. I was fortunate to get a bronze in the brown belt division, and a legend got a bronze in the black belt. Mr. Jeff Jocelyn, back on the mats. I mean, he's a name that everyone knows. I think he's had some concussion problems the past couple of years.
Yeah, I'm super stoked that he was able to compete. Yeah, I believe he had some concussion issues. I still think he does, but the fact that he went out there, got in shape. Like I kind of been following him on Facebook, and so he dropped from I think it was like almost 220 pounds down to the 195 limit there. So he lost a lot of weight. So that was awesome to see him compete. Some of these older guys, like I wish some of these older black belts would get out there and do it. We have a couple who do. We got Gringo, of course, who is. You've got Jocelyn. You have anyone else? Danny. A couple other guys, but I'd like to see more. I mean, a lot of these guys aren't old. They're not that old.
Yeah. Then Mackenzie competed as well. Him and Gringo were in the same bracket, but they both got pretty tough guys. I think George got injured. George Brito. I mean, he's won it before. So it just shows the level. Like when he, I don't think maybe he was one and done, but I know he didn't medal because of the shoulder injury I think he had. But very tough tournament. I mean, my former instructor Amit Yafawi, he competed first time in a while. I don't think he won as well, but just a very high level. I mean, you had a Baral there, you had a Sanji, Solo, just a bunch of big names at Master 1, 2, and 3. So really high level tournament.
I was very surprised that there was that I can never pronounce his name. The guy that trains with Samir Chantry at Quexino. Oh,
Master 1, he won his division. Yes, yeah.
Like that guy, he must be 29. He must be 30 later this year.
Yes, very young. And then you have like Lovato, who's fighting MMA.
Yeah.
And I mean, he fought Master 1, so it just shows the level was just ridiculous, right?
So, okay, Master 1, just real quick. I mean, this Master tournament, definitely not even on the same level as the Adult Worlds, right? I mean, you did both, right?
Yeah, I mean, Adult Worlds, and what was interesting is a couple of the guys in my Master 3 bracket that had won Worlds, our good buddy Vince fought. I mean, I think we all were pretty much one and done. So it shows the big difference. I mean, when you're older and trying to fight adults, it's just a different ballgame.
Yeah, it really is. But what I really find, one thing that's kind of, I don't know, like I know we didn't really want to talk about this, but one thing that I like a lot now is that Master Worlds it's a respectful tournament. Whereas a couple of years ago, it was like Old Man, it's got that nickname, Old Man Worlds, right? And it probably still does. But
yeah, and the bracket, I mean, my bracket was 11, which is for Ultra Brown is pretty big, and there were some pretty big black belt brackets. So it's it might need a 4th day now because I mean it was pretty packed as well.
That's awesome. So it was a 3-day tournament.
3-day event. Yeah. Now, one thing I want to discuss with you,
yes,
and this is a phenomenon with local tournaments too, but when guys go one and done, is it necessary to post something that's longer than their match was?
Yeah, well, that was next on our list here, our itinerary. You know what? I have been guilty of the one and done long post. I have been years ago. I don't think it's necessary. I mean, a lot of these guys are doing what's that saying? Back to the drawing board, over and over and over.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't think it needs to be said. Like, just say, hey, it didn't go my way. It sucks. Maybe post a video. I'm cool with that. But man, some people write like Oscar speeches, man, and that's one thing I saw, and I don't know. No, go ahead.
And it's a bit because you got Masters like time away from the family, and it's just where do you draw the balance between family time and trying to train and win this thing at a blue belt level, for example? It's a very tough line. I guess each person has to kind of look within themselves and say, what's, how your time, right? I'm fortunate enough where I don't have to train more than once every 2 weeks. I'm able, luckily, just through my sheer athleticism, to medal at this point still, which I'm very fortunate. But, I'm not spending a lot of time training. So I do have the family time during the week. Of course, I miss the odd weekend with tournaments and that, but it's not a lot of time I'm spending away from my family. So I guess each person has their own kind of.
That's the one thing I don't understand. That's one thing I don't understand. To like this whole spending time away from family. Like, what do they mean by that? Do they mean they went away for 6 weeks or something? Like, what am I missing here? Like class is what, an hour and a half? Like, well.
But I guess it means maybe the lifting, some road work. Maybe it just means just time away from their family in the evenings when they should be at the. I mean, it all depends, right?
Yeah, but that's not really a lot of time away from the family. I mean, a lot of people work 10 hour a day, like 10-hour days or whatever. Like this is, I just, like, I know you're talking about someone in particular, right?
No, never. I mean, this is just all vague. There's no one we're pointing out here. But I mean, it happens locally too. Like, you're posting third in a 3-man bracket, second in a 2-man bracket, and then I don't know. It's kind of weird. A guy I fought at a tournament, I won't say. It was only the two of us, and I happened to beat him. And he posted the video, and everyone's congratulating him. And it's just like, you lost, right? Like, it's just weird. But everyone's saying it was a great fight, which was a good fight. But it's just kind of weird that if you post a loss and you're taking congratulations for the fight, but you lost. So I don't know. I guess it just depends.
Yeah, but the thing is that for the mass majority of people, when they see it, they see, like my aunt, let's say, she sees me on a podium, a 3-man, 3-man podium, 3-man bracket, and she just sees bronze, So yeah, you have to give people the benefit of the doubt. I think what you're seeing is a lot of uneducated friends, family members, maybe that are posting on it. But I do know what you mean, though. I do know what you mean. There are people out there who really, they take it way too far. I mean, hey, by all means, if you got robbed or something, I like reading those posts and watching the videos and stuff. But yeah, that's
now. Can I run something by you that really sticks in my craw?
Yeah, absolutely.
Now imagine this scenario. Imagine you're in San Diego, and a school has a master's training. So guys over 30 preparing for a tournament. San Diego.
I don't know why you would do that. I don't know why you would do a master's only training thing. I'd rather train with the young guys. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, so just for those that know, so locally in Ontario, there's a master's training contingent of guys over 30 that get together at various clubs, every few weeks or so, and they train for this master tournament. Now, you're not a fan of this concept, Ahmed?
No, I've never attended one, and I never really plan to. Like I said, I'd rather go with younger, stronger people if I can to get ready. That's just me.
Okay. Yeah. So anyways, back to my example. So in San Diego, imagine they have this, and then Saulo and Sanji want to go, and then the gym owner says, hey, man, I don't want you there. Could you imagine something like that happening to two legends of the sport?
That's pretty bad. But is there a story? Like, I don't know all the facts here.
But either way, it's an open mat and it's for masters. Why would you ever ban someone from training? Right? And legends at that.
Well, absolutely, especially if they're legends and they've won and medals and everything like that. Like, no, that's a little, questionable. Yeah, but I'm trying to be as impartial as possible. Like I don't know. I know who you're talking about, but
yeah, amazingly that happens in Ontario, where we have our Master 6 world champion, 8-time world champion, the most accomplished man in IBJJF history, was told he could not attend a certain training session. Now, BJJ's for everyone.
Did he have a falling out with the school owner or something? Like I'm really dumb here. Like I don't understand. Well, why would that happen?
Falling out or not, it's an open mat, open to everyone. It's just rolling. You're helping the local community get better for this tournament, and you have the #1 guy in his bracket of all time, and you're telling him he cannot train at this session. Where else could this ever happen but Ontario?
Ontario is fickle, man. I'll tell you. Like seriously, we're like the small community of jiu-jitsu, whatever. There's not even many of us that do it, and like seriously, man, we're so entitled and we're so petty. Honestly, it's the saddest thing I've ever seen. I don't like it. It really is.
Yeah.
Oh, you're taking a call there, BJ. Maybe you should.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, actually, you can in my office. So let me just I'll hang up. Yeah, so I'm in my office working, grinding away. So I mean, we're not two guys living in mom's basement. Like I'm actually working here because I went on vacation. So I'll be here all night.
Okay.
Yeah, those things back. But we'll get into that. No, but all I'm saying is like, there's too many beefs, there's too many petty rivalry. It's just about the training, right? And I've also heard instances where student that's a part of another gym, but he maybe works in a city that's closer to another gym.
Okay.
Right? And he'll just want to go train there for lunch, and then he's told, oh, you can't train there in the evening. And then just so happens he trains in their evening, and then there becomes a big beef, right? So it's just, in the end of the day, you should be able to train where you want, but just always remember what the patch on your back is, right?
I 100% agree, man.
Yeah. It's just too many.
I mean, yeah. Look, I'm 38 years old, man. I'm almost a man, and I'll tell you, yeah, I'm not quite 40 yet, but then I'll be a man. But look, if my instructor tells me, hey, you can't train here and you can't train there, I'm sorry, you don't own me, man. I can do what I want. And I think the difference is, VJ, is that you and I are men, and these other guys who are told not to train in other places, they're like, maybe they're younger or something, and there's an apple held over their head or something or whatever. I mean, there's something to it, right? This isn't happening to grown men,
right?
And women. I love women. So.
Yeah. And if I may put over my instructor, Gringo. So he had his fight. He lost the first one, but we were there the whole time, and Patricia as well, Patricia Vandermeer. We made sure to do our best to try to find everyone that was fighting from Ontario. It was a big venue. Sometimes it was on the other side of the mat, and we were coordinating like who's fighting. So who can we coach? We didn't say, oh man, what team's he on, or is there beef with his instructor? I mean, to us, it gives me no bigger joy. Like when an Ontario person medals, like the guy from O'Neill. You remember the guy that you tapped for me at Ontario Open? When you
oh yes. I saved his life.
He was, but you gave me a favor there. But anyways, I mean, we fought twice. We're rivals, but we fought. But when he fought, we went and coached him. I mean, it doesn't matter that we competed before. We're different teams, and that's what the community needs to get to, right?
I 100% agree.
When you're banning people from gyms, then you have people that want to run tournaments on the same days as others. It's just not healthy.
well, so what tournament are you talking about? Same day as others? I'm just curious.
Well, I'm just hypothetically, if there's a tournament that's a round robin nature, say on October 29th, and there would be another tournament put on that same day, I mean, that's just not good for the community.
You know what? It's not. I mean, for local people to run tournaments on the same day, but again, that's Ontario, right? Like I was saying earlier, that's just what we are now. We're so bitter to one another, and we hate each other. It's like Syria over here. It really is. It's
Now, can you help me petition something?
Sure.
Now, your buddies that are running the Abu Dhabi trials have decided that if you're 242 and over, you cannot compete.
Yes.
What are your thoughts?
Well, no, my thought is that, honestly, I really do mean this. Anyone who's over 242 pounds can't be healthy. That's just, like, do you know what I mean? And I'm sorry, I know you're over 242 pounds, but I really think you should be 220. Like, I've been telling you this for years.
Well, we can do an organ roll call. I have my lungs, my heart, and my appendix. Your turn.
Well, yeah, I don't have my appendix, but
I'm one organ. We're back to health.
No, but
feed off the blood.
But look, they did this for a reason. They did this for safety. No, there is a reason. This wasn't just a blind thing.
Well, what did Helio Gracie say? Jiu-jitsu is not about size.
Yes, you're 100% correct. Yeah, you're right. But again, man, it's for the safety. They must have had some heart issues. Like, okay, true or false? Okay, just correct me if I'm wrong. Did I not ref a match of yours once where you just lost by exhaustion and I had to call the medics?
Like, true or false? I had my neck problems. Yes. You are correct. But that's just more a neck issue I had.
but you blew up. I mean, I'm just saying, like that's, and now you're better. Now you're more conditioned. Okay, I'm just saying. But back then, like, I see that when I'm reffing the big guys, like, it's like it's horrible jiu-jitsu. Mind you, you do it right. Not to put you under here, but I'm just saying, like, maybe they just want it more exciting. I don't know. I mean, but then again, Buchecha is over 242, I believe. Maybe close.
242 is not that big a guy. I mean, I would set the weight at 400, to be honest with you.
400?
You're over 400, you maybe should not compete. But I'm just hoping the local scene will maybe support some of their bigger teammates and say, you know what? If VJ can't do the trials, then maybe I won't do the trials. And so on and so on. Because, you have to enact change, enable change.
You know what? Yeah, you're right. And especially you, I think people see your name and they want to sign up to stretch you. I think they do. Like, they want to face you.
Well, the great thing about at provincial or Toronto Open, I will be fighting or provincial. I'll be fighting adult ultra, so I'm an easy guy to find if you want to fight me. But everyone fight me. So if anyone's got any beefs, please sign up for adult ultra at provincials.
So you're calling out all Browns out there right now?
Well, any brown black senior 40 plus, I would probably maybe want to go on a ski vacation that weekend.
Okay, fair enough. But okay, so just really quick, back to the weight thing there. Is that official? That's official, 242, that's it? We're
official. I also believe they're not doing the absolutes at the actual Abu Dhabi trials. I'm not sure how the work Toronto, Montreal, but I mean, again, they're saying it's a health issue, but the whole premise of jiu-jitsu is it's for everybody, and size shouldn't matter. The ultras don't always win the absolutes. You can just look at the stats on that one.
Actually, yeah, I think medium heavy to heavy usually win it, like traditionally. But just really quick about the pro trials though, and I love the concept. I love everything that's running about it. But the fact is that it's a poorly attended tournament, and the sheiks honestly just have money to throw around. Like, what's the numbers? Like 120 people registered last year or something. It's pretty bad, man.
Yeah, it's very expensive, and to be honest with you, even the Toronto IBJJF, which I think are you competing in that one?
I'm waiting for Rami to let me know if he's coming.
Oh, Rami, right? Yes, that'd be your brother.
It would be, yeah. He has a tendency to like take long layoffs and compete and then beat everyone and then take another long layoff. So, but I'm waiting to see what he does.
Yeah. Now, clearly, I travel around to the IBJJF, New York. I go everywhere, and the tournament's a bit bigger here in Canada. I just don't think that people see the prestige of the IBJJF, and it's a shame because it's a great tournament. I mean, it's a bit pricey for this market, but I mean, if people don't support the tournament, it won't come anymore.
It's true. I did it last year, and I only did it because I had a long layoff from competing, and I wanted to do it. And yeah, that was my biggest complaint. Was A, it was pricey, and B, I only had one guy in my division, right? So it's like I'm not really excited to do it. I mean, unless I do adult, of course, which I very well might do, considering that even an adult division was pretty low. Yeah. You know what? I was looking at our itinerary here. The next was the super fight, Nogi Pans, etc. coming up.
Schedule. So I hear you're doing Nogi Pans.
Yes, me. We got a couple other guys going out as well. We got Patrick O'Halloran, local firefighter. No, wait, I can't say that. Never mind. I'll scratch that. So yeah, he's gonna be out. I got Steve Shapinkas, alumni from Just the Gi Top. If you guys remember him, check him out. Just Google him. Yeah, one of my favorite episodes. We got C-Note as well. So a couple guys are going out. It'll be good. It's my first Nogi tournament to do, IBJJF rather. So I'm looking forward to that. I know you can't do it. You're going to the pro to go make some money.
Yeah, the LA Pro on that Sunday actually. So I like the Sunday tournaments. And SAU's coming up on September 11th. I'm facing Alexander Artaud, I think his name is, BGT guy. We faced before the trials, but that's the trials where I caught like pneumonia right before and I shouldn't have fought. So the match didn't go well. So I'm looking forward to this rematch. SAU is a great concept. It's a double elimination. You could do gi or no gi. So it's a very good tournament. I mean, just like Grappling Industries is one October 29th, I believe it is. Yeah, so I mean, there's a few things going on. And then at the end of the month, I think September 29th actually, Ground Games, Pat Coolian. I've done one of the very first Ground Games they did. And you're familiar with Nick Castiglia? I'm saying butchering his name. Nick Castiglia? Is that how you say it?
Yeah, of course. I know. Yeah, of course.
Now, I'm going to be fighting him, and I don't think I was supposed to mention this, but it's going to be his retirement match.
Oh, really? Like, is this his last match for real?
He doesn't know it, but I'm going to strip him so bad in front of his family, his students. And I mean, Nick had a great career, right? Tremendous MMA, I think. Now he's an administrator and a coach, which is fantastic. I'm just going to help speed him up in that process. I mean, fighting's not for everybody. It's hard to be a coach, administrator, and fighter.
It is.
Like, I don't coach anymore, so that's yeah. So I'm just going to help ease his transition and then maybe have a celebration of his career. Maybe he can leave his boots or his belt on. You know what I mean? So I think it'd be a great show. So if you guys want to come to Ottawa and see one of your hometown heroes, because the last time I came, I think I beat Jarrett. Well, I know I beat Jarrett Sir, and he kind of went to the other side of the country. So I kind of have that effect on people when I run them out to the other side of the country. It's a great job. It's a great concept. And a question for you, what do you think of all the proliferation, it's a good word, of all these local super fight shows and pay-per-views and what do you think about that in the scene?
You know what? I love it. If you remember a while ago when I had Kat Clark on, remember that once I said, hey man, you should put this on pay-per-view. And remember they all laughed at me? Now they're doing it, right? Like that's gold, man. Like that's a great idea. So I like that idea that there's some cards coming up from chokes by the ocean or whatever. I think it's a great idea. All these super fights coming up, man. That's fun entertainment too, man. Like honestly, I enjoy them. I watch them on YouTube. I don't attend them live. I mean, they're Ottawa, kind of far away from me, but I like it. There are some times when you see people on them and you're like, oh, he's on that. But you know what, man? It's great. It's fun. Even some of the blue belts I really enjoy watching. I don't know about you, but I like it.
I've been to dinner with you. You have the short arm, kind of alligator arms when the belt check comes. So I know you're not really going to dip into your wallet too much, right?
Okay.
You for stream out of your pocket of your hard-earned money. To stream.
Honestly, the only stream I've been offered to purchase, well, geez, like I don't know. Has there a local one really? I mean, back in the day, I did purchase Metamoris. I have done that.
Well, are you a flow grappling guy right now? Like I find flow grappling is not bad. I mean, there's always events on, and you'll be working out. I'll be working out Saturday night at my gym, and like, oh, there's a fight to win, or one of the cards they have. So sometimes I like to work out and have it on, but I mean, I feel they could advertise it better. But I mean, I'm paying for this streaming service every month, and I guess I have a lot of content. Matter of time. But are you a flow grappling?
I think what they're doing is amazing. Believe it or not, like back in the day, just to geek up, we always said, man, you know what'd be cool is if we could go to events and stream them and pay-per-view and stuff like that. Like I always had that idea. I thought it was amazing, man. I think it's a great thing what they're doing. It really is. And they do flow wrestling, flow grappling, flow. They have some other little niches that they cover as well.
But then you got Facebook Live. So I was able to Facebook Live quite a few matches this weekend, which kind of almost kills your streaming service, right?
It really does. But man, I'm telling you, that streaming that you're doing, that's going to throttle your data. Like it's a great feature, but if there's Wi-Fi at the venue, even better. But if you're eating up your data like that, I know like you're okay because you make a lot of money.
Well, I'm at my tax.
Yeah, you don't care about data. I know, but no, but seriously, with all this going on, man, with all this going on, we're going to see grappling presented to us in many different ways and formats, with flow grappling, the pay-per-view model, with Facebook Live. It's actually a really good time right now. Grappling is getting bigger.
And I mean, we're very similar now that we're both brown belts. I mean, I've a bit higher rank than yourself.
I would say
we're both
so,
brown belts. You could.
Yes.
Inspired now to do a tournament. I mean, I'm finding the brown belt level, man, not a lot of guys at Masters. I was in Chicago and I lost my division and a few of us were there and they all bailed on the absolute. And I think you had that same issue in Toronto, correct?
Correct. Yes, I did. 2 people bailed. Yeah.
So now, like, kind of capture your attention that you're going to actually do.
So sorry, because it broke up a little bit. So what you're asking is what tournament would make some brown belts wanna join in?
What motivates you to do a tournament these days? Like, is it just a prestige of a no-gi bands or a worlds or?
No, I mean, I'm not that good to say, oh, I only do the big events, but I think it's the ones that motivate me to want to train hard and get out and try to compete. Like no offense to some of the local things that we have going on here, but I wouldn't get out of bed for those anymore. I'm in the jiu-jitsu for a while, man. Like I competed a ton, especially at blue, purple, and white. So, you know what I mean? Like now, especially with getting older and injuries, I think that's what it is, man. It's like a lot of brown belts have been around the block 8 years, I would say, on average training, or 7 years, whatever it is. And their bodies are they just don't want to risk. You don't train, right? So it's kind of difficult to have this discussion with you because you don't really train, whereas I train really hard if I know a tournament's coming up, you know?
Yeah. Now, just one thing I want to discuss with you, and it happened to me a little bit. I didn't get promoted when I thought I should have been promoted. So I left, I joined a new gym. I'm with Action Reaction now. And now I got my brown belt from Gringo in June. And, I've competed, done well. So, but I feel there's a lot of really good competitors locally that are under promoted. Now, what do you think the psychology of some of the instructors who, for some reason, hold back their, say, good purple belts, wasting a year in their prime when they could just give them brown and see if they grow into the spot? So, like, what are your thoughts? Like, why do you think an instructor, and I'm not going to mention names, but we know some of the purple belts that just, put it on us. I mean, I've been stretched by a few of these purple that should be brown.
Sure.
And, yeah. So what do you think the psychology is on that?
Well, again, I spoke to some instructors about this, and I believe even Health, was it Health or maybe Osiander, your maybe not fond of, I don't know, but I've seen some of the videos as well, what they say. And what they say is that they treat competitors versus a casual guy a little different. So a competitor, they'll actually hold them back to give them a chance to really accomplish a lot per belt, whereas a casual guy who doesn't compete or anything like that, yeah, let him have his belt. And he's a club guy, he's a club brown belt or a club blue belt, whatever. Let him, let him have fun and tell his friends and family he's a higher belt, right? But I think what it is they're giving their students the opportunity to win at the bigger tournaments. Especially some of the ones that you're talking about. They go to Worlds every year, they go to Pans every year, right? So it gives them a chance to improve and get better, and on a really big stage. And now I see your argument. There's those who would also say, you know what, just promote them a little quicker, let them trial by fire, right? Let them get in there, and but for the vast majority, man, they hold them back. If you're a competitor, a severe competitor, and maybe VJ, maybe that's why you were held back a little bit, because you compete more than anybody I know. Maybe.
Oh, thank you. But if I was the #1 ranked guy in my bracket at Purple Ultra at the time, why should I fly around to fight the same guys that I've already beaten? Give me a chance, and any competitor a chance to fight up. And for me personally, if I lose those matches, that's where I learn from, and that's how I improve my game. Not by going to class on a Tuesday night and beating up 5 white belts. I mean, I do that once every 2 weeks, right? It's what you learn in a tournament. Like, for example, the guy I lost to in the semifinals ended up winning my bracket. I wasn't able to hit my #1 throw on, so now I need a counter throw, maybe a little half guard. So now that is how I'm going to improve my game. And I think most good competitors are like that, right?
I 100% agree with you, man. I only lose from losing. I only learn from losing. And so you make a good argument. You do make a good argument as well. But like,
because really,
no, go ahead.
But in terms of like having a black belt world champion from Ontario, right? You need to have these younger guys get promoted younger, fight a bit, because that's the goal, right? We want to have an Ontario black belt world champion. It's never happened. What, 3 in America?
Yeah, we need like an adult. You mean adult black belt world champion?
Adult world champion.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
25, 26. Oh, let him do purple for another year. By the time he gets his black, he'll be 29. You know what I mean?
Oh, if not older, man. Like, no, I agree with you 100%. Like, we're not all are really good guys. And if you look right now, look at the purples. We all know who the killers are right now. They're in their mid-20s right now.
Yeah.
And you're right. So let's say they get their brown. They're there for what, 2 years? Liera Jr. had it for a year and a half, and he's Liera Jr. Right. So let's say our local guys 2 years, 2.5 years. So they're almost 30. Like you're killing these guys. Like, they should have the opportunity.
And just from a pure business point of view, using my last instructor, if he just would have promoted me, I'd be brown belt there, and I'd be there for like the next 4 or 5 years.
Yeah,
right. Today we're assets, right?
I agree, man. Like,
yeah.
But again, he must have had his reasons, man. Like, maybe you should have talked to him before you just bailed. But I don't know. Like, that's up to you guys. But.
Well, I did mention that, hey, I would like to do Euros at Brown. But like I said, it's all worked out well. It's just the fact that I can't train much, but I'm with a great team, a great travel team. So, it's been working out. That's
awesome, man. But yeah, like, listen, so I think we went through everything. Is there anything else that you wanted to wrap things up with? Like,
I just want to touch a little bit on Brian again. So, not being allowed to train, that's fine. But I just want people to understand it is that he's an 8-time world champion. Like, can you, like, 8, Ahmed?
Hey man, I wish I could be 1. 8 is amazing. But there are haters though, right? There are haters out there.
Well, that's just the thing. We build up people, then they do well, then we just try to break them down, right? I just think guys like Brian Beauchamp, Jeff Jocelyn. Now I don't know Jeff that well, but I make a point of whenever I see him anywhere, I go shake his hand, troll him a little bit because that's just my nature. But I just think you got to respect the people that are, highly accomplished. Built a sport like your Omars of the world, Omar from Ascension.
Yeah.
Just the people that, just shake their, hey man, I think Brian Beauchamp, when he's at any event, should get everyone to shake his hand, maybe even announce him. We got to treat our legends with a bit of respect.
He doesn't even show up to local tournaments. I don't know, like, why is this an issue? I've never seen him ever, except for, I don't think I've ever seen him in person. Was he?
Who?
He was at Grappling Industries?
He'll be.
Why would he go there?
Yeah, it was. Well, that was held at the Players Paradise, the top venue in Ontario.
VJ, that's the worst venue I've ever been to. I'm sorry, and it's not a Grappling Industries thing. That's the worst place I've ever been to just in general, not even for jiu-jitsu. Like just, it's horrible.
Is there a
man.
venue with a higher clearance?
You don't need a high ceiling clearance, man, for jiu-jitsu, man. Like that's not a selling point. Anyway, okay.
So,
okay.
anyways, so what else you got going on at the end of the year? Like, what's your plan?
Man, listen, I just want to be healthy. No-gi pants and provincials. That's it, and that's all that matters right now. I mean, I know there's other local ones going on, GTA Classic and stuff, but those just not for me. And am I too good for them? No way. Of course not. There's people who would stretch me, but it's just they don't interest me, and I have no interest in going. So I'm one of those brown belts that you're talking about, who just kind of goes when he feels like it's motivation enough to go. You know. But
now I know this is kind of a surprise podcast, just a little bit about the Masters. But what's the plan for Just the Gi Top? Like your fans want to know. I get asked all the time, what's going on with Ahmed? Is he, so maybe here's your forum to just say what's going on.
Well, I don't really think they do that. I don't think anybody asks you per se.
The one time class at Gringos every 2 weeks, they actually asked, like, hey, what's going on with the podcast?
Oh, okay. Well,
Just
Lobo, yeah. Shout out to Lobo, man. That guy's he's a beaut. No, we are working on something right now. Actually, we are working on something. Me and a couple other people, not the original panel. So the panel has broken off, unfortunately. But we do have something going on. It's going to be audio only. Which always hit really well with most of the people who were fans of the show. They audio only was usually the big one. So yeah, we're only catering to that. We'll release the audio only to YouTube as well. All right. So, but there won't be any video. And we have the same. We have some interviews going on right now. We just haven't released any episodes, but look for that to come out in the next couple of weeks or so. And that's kind of what's happening. So we're doing it obviously for the love of it. There's no money in it, so I'm just doing it because I like to speak with people like yourself and Travis Stevens, who silver medalist, stuff like that. Like guys like that. There's always interesting insights and stuff that I get from people who like to compete a lot. Some people who are more into the business side of things. So that's kind of where we're going.
Right. And just last question, from an insider. What are your thoughts on someone that flies to World Masters yet doesn't compete, just to watch?
Man, appreciate it. That's, to me, and this is me speaking totally neutral because I don't know who you're talking about. I think that's the most pathetic thing I've ever heard, honestly.
Hypothetical. It's not. I don't know one that flew out at Blue Belt Master 4, wore the gear, and just didn't compete because he had to work. But anyways, go on.
No, I mean, like, look, if you're gonna do that, I mean, man, that's like, it just doesn't even make sense to me. Why would you do that? Like, unless, okay, look, disclaimer, I did do that for pants, but I had a torn bicep at the time, unfortunately, and I had a plane ticket and I went. But there's no way I would go as a spectator and just watch somebody. I mean, I'd understand locally, okay, I paid a $10 cover charge, right? But like, people actually do that. They actually fly. Like, some people, like, look, for us to fly from Toronto to Las Vegas is, I don't know, $600 or something. Hotel. You look at it, it's $1,000. It's $1,000 easy.
Yeah. I think that my former school set a record for more people flying to spectate than actually compete. I think the numbers are 3-2. Just I'm an analytics guy. That's all. I just wanted to mention that.
So hold on. This happened with your previous school?
Well, one of them. I have had many previous schools, but one of the previous. Oh, and you know what? I didn't mention a former teammate. I forgot to mention Lucas. Do you know what say his last name?
I don't know how to
pronounce it.
It's like Polish or something.
Yeah, one of my former teammates from the Dan Hale era of my jiu-jitsu. Got a silver medal, purple master belt. So I just want to shout him out. It was good to see Omar Kaoud. I mean, there's some, a lot of people like Jeff Johnson. So it was good to see some of the guys that have kind of built the sport, been training a long time, get out there and test themselves. And hopefully together.
I'd love to, man. But listen, I mean, you're right. The World Masters, it's got that nostalgic feel to it. There's guys, like, especially for me, I started at 30, and there's a lot of guys who started jiu-jitsu in their late 20s with me around the time. And I see them competing and stuff, and it's amazing to see. Like, it's kind of a baby face promo here, but it's really amazing for me to see, like, people who've stuck with the art since 2008, 2009, and still going in it. It's a tough sport. There's many ups and downs, many injuries, many disappointments, but with all of that said, all it takes is one medal or something like that, and you feel like it's all worth it. So
yeah, and
it's very
good to see. like, whatever job you have, however much you make, whatever your career is. When I was there Thursday warming up, packed, I'm just thinking, man, I'm pretty blessed to be able to come out here in Vegas, compete against, and test yourself. I'm 42, right? So just an amazing, just feeling, just a bit warming up, and then test yourself in a few hours. Had my team there, had good support from the Ontario guys. I mean, what else you want to do with your free time, right?
I 100% agree. Honestly, like that's the thing. Like you asked me a lot. Hey, why don't you compete more? Like do 10 a year or something like that. But that's a very good point, because like when I go there and I'm out with my friends and we're warming up together and we're smiling at one another, we're nervous though, etc. It's a great time, and it's some of the best times I would say of my life. Honestly, I mean, besides of course giving seeing my son born and all that kind of stuff. But you know what I mean, like that.
It's a lot of exciting stuff going on.
Yeah, so it's really, yeah, man, it's totally amazing, and I hope to do it next year with you, and I'm sure we'll probably do an episode next year around that time. So yeah, so I'm gonna wrap this up. So guys, thank you for joining us for our annual episode of Just the Geek Top that we run with VJ here.
Well, biannual, yes.
Biannual, yeah.
Okay.
So we'll try to do another one, soon or whatever. And if you have any issues with anything that was said or, whatever, don't take it so seriously. We're VJ's in character. You're in character, right? Or is this you? I don't know.
100% shoot, brother. Nothing's in character.
Okay, there you go.
And like I said, if anyone has any beef, quarrels, qualms, I'll be a provincials adult. Get your brown and black belt. Knuckle up. Bring your big white pants, and we'll talk about it.
Man, VJ, I don't know, man. Like, I don't think you should do that, because like there's some really good adult black belts and stuff who might take you up on that.
At 40 plus, you're talking to him right here.
No, but you said adult, right? So like, what if like your previous instructor decides to sign up? Is all I'm saying. Like that could not end well for me.
Well, you know what? I've committed to adult. I will fight adult at provincials, brown, black. Anyone wants some, I will be in the plus 225. Unfortunately, okay. I can't be at the truck provincials.
That's right. Okay, fair enough. All right, guys, and with
maybe
what's that? Sorry.
Maybe you can fight Ultra. We'll have our dream match.
I don't know, man. I don't think I want to face you in Ultra. I've seen what you do to people's necks, man. That's not. I have a bad neck as it is. I can't have that.
Right. But okay. Right. Well, again, just great to catch up with you, and good luck at Pans, brother.
Thank you very much, everyone. And with that, we're signing off. Thank you.